Hey, I'm Jared from SavingCouple.net. Today I'm here with the RIDGID Oscillating Belt Edge slash Spindle Sander. This oscillating belt edge slash spindle sander is a great addition to your workshop. It basically is two machines in one. Here we have an edge belt sander, which I have set up here, and this tool also easily converts into an oscillating spindle sander. So I'm going to show you the great features about this machine, and I'll show you how easy it is to switch between edge and spindle sanding.
So let me show you some of the great and awesome features that I discovered using the RIDGID Oscillating Belt Edge and Spindle Sander. First of all, here's our table. It's set up right now at a full 90 degrees to the belt edge right here. This can be adjusted easily by turning this knob here, and you can just move the table up and down there and adjust the angle. If you look a little closer, we can see that the scale here is graduated 45 degrees, and there's also little slots here for there's a little detent to sit in, so you can automatically and easily switch between 15, 22.5, 30 degrees, and 45 degrees. But you can also get many degrees in between as well. One cool thing is when the edge belt sander is not in use, you can go ahead and close this table all the way down, and it helps store it better. One thing to keep in mind is that this can be a portable tool, and I'm going to use it as a portable tool. So right now I don't have it mounted to anything. If you were to use it in a permanent location, I would definitely recommend using these mounting holes here that are located on all four corners of the machine to mount it to a workbench. Or you can mount it to a plate, or a kind of like a tabletop or piece of plywood, so you can carry it around and bring it to different locations. So as you noticed, probably when I was explaining about the machine, down below here are all of our spindles, our spindle drums, and the different spindle sleeves for the spindle sander. So what I really like is that RIDGID decided to build into the sander lots of storage options. So here we have 2-inch, 1.5 inch, 1 inch, 3/4, and a 1/2 inch spindle sander drums and sleeves. So right now I just have the sleeves that came with the machine on the drums here, but you can also buy replacement sleeves in different grits. Also is storage for the throat plates for the different size spindle drums that you be using, and the washers. So everything fits nice and neatly on here. It keeps you organized, and it doesn't make your work area a mess. Now let's take a look at the back end of the machine. If you notice in the front, it was storage for the spindle drums and spindle sleeves. In the back, we have storage for the edge belt sander. So right here, this plate is going to go into the machine when we're using the spindle sander. And when we want to switch between the two, this is the area where the belt sander is going to be stored. Also, you notice here, these are the 2 hex keys that came included with the machine, and those are used for adjusting certain things on the machine, like the table itself. You can adjust its squareness to the belt, and also its you can adjust the parallelism of the miter slot to the belt. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to show you how easy it is to switch between the belt sander and the spindle sander. Oh, before I do that, let me make note of the vacuum port that's in the back here. So another great feature of this machine is that you can hook up your shop vac to this vacuum port, stick it right in there, and while you're sanding, you can have your vacuum be pulling away most of the dust that would have been getting all over the place while the sanding was taking place. So that's another great feature.
So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to take off the belt sander. I'm going to put it into its storage section, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to install the spindle drum. First of all, we loosen this nut up top. Now keep in mind this is a left-handed thread on here, which is what you find on most shafts that rotate. So you're going to have to turn this clockwise to loosen it, which is the opposite of most threads, which are right-hand threads. So lift off this whole assembly, slides right off of the shaft really quick and easily. I'm going to move this spindle plate down here, and the whole thing just stores right there. Easy as that. So now what you should do is pull up this fan over here, blow out any dust that's caught in there. Right now this machine is still fairly new to me, so I don't have much dust built up in there, but it's a good idea to keep the area nice and clean. So I took that off, replaced the fan belt. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this spindle plate into the machine. Seems like this edge guard is in the way a little bit, so I'm going to move that over. Let me go ahead. And this just drops right in. Now this little guard right here is probably more typically used on the belt sander. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the machine around so so you get a better view of me switching out. So you get a better view of me mounting the spindle drums. Okay, so I get the machine turned back around again, so it's facing us. I have this on the table so I can access my spindle drums down here. Now I'm going to pick 2-inch. It's a good example. Go ahead and slide the drum right onto the shaft. Then we pick the proper throat plate. So you're going to pick the first throat plate that fits on. So for this size it's going to be the largest throat plate that we have. I can go ahead and slide on my sandpaper sleeve. Slide on the washer, and then tighten down the spindle nut. Now again, keep in mind this is a left-hand thread, so to tighten it down you got to turn it counterclockwise. And there you have it. That's how quick and easy it is to switch between the edge belt sander and your oscillating spindle sander. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll turn on the machine, and we'll show you how well it operates while in use. So there it is, the oscillating edge belt sander and spindle sander from RIDGID. As you can see, this right here is essentially two tools in one. So I showed you how easy it was to switch between spindle sanding and edge or belt sanding, and I showed you all the great storage features that this machine has to offer, where we can store our spindle drums in the front along the throat plates and the washers, and how this edge belt sander stores in the back here. Really great machine to have around the workshop, and it's also portable and you can move it around pretty simply. So if you want more information on this tool, you can check it out on RIDGID's website at www.rigid.com, and to see the full written review of this tool, check out my website at www.savvysavingcouple.net. I hope you enjoyed this review of the RIDGID Oscillating Edge Belt Spindle Sander. I'm Jared from SavvySavingCouple.net. Thanks for watching.